The House of Bob is made possible in part by Legend 7 Brewing and by support from listeners like you. To pledge your support, visit patreon.com/thehouseofbob.
Me, Schubert. This House of Bob. Small game thing. What house? House, big shiny cave. Cave of Bob, no use big words. Play Og. Og, smelly cave game. You hear Bob play? You like. You tell friends. Bob play good.
Me, Shaun. House Bob podcast go. Shaun, play Throg. Throg, strong.
Me, Shannyn. Shannyn play Borg. Borg, learned.
Dan Tum. Dan banging. Dan Big Rock.
So yeah, we're about to play a game called Og. This is a ridiculous Stone Age caveman game, and you're about to portray some very stupid cavemen and cavewomen. Whatever you prefer. So let's start with character creation, why don't we?
Let's do it.
So first things first, we're going to choose our character class. I'm going to recommend for this evening that instead of, really thinking about your choices, using your brain, instead just go with your gut and just go with whatever sounds good in the moment. Always just go with that.
Let our instincts guide us.
Exactly.
All right.
Primal side.
So I'm going to list the 7 character classes and you can just choose one.
Just yell it out when you feel it.
Exactly. Eloquent, strong, banging, learned, fast, tough, or grunting.
Strong. Shaun plays strong character.
Learned.
Banging?
Okay, next, everybody is going to roll 1d6 and add +2, and this is to decide how many words you get.
Uh-oh.
So the list, it looks like it's about 18 words.
Yeah.
You could say you, me, rock, water, fire, stick, hairy, bang, sleep, smelly, small, big, cave, food, thing, shiny, go, or verisimilitude, which I don't know what that means. So these cavemen have one up on me.
Verisimilitude, I think.
Verisimilitude. Okay, well, Throg has his 4 words. He's going to know how to say rock, stick, sleep, and go.
And I'm going to go with Borg. And I only get 3 words. So I'm going with you, go, and fire.
Yeah, and
Specific.
So your name is Borg?
Yes.
Nice.
You don't need to know it, though.
Well.
I don't know it. You don't know it.
Since Tum is banging, he went with rock, bang, small, big, food, thing.
Wow.
All things you can bang. And their sizes.
So let's decide how many points you get. Your points. It's how many hits you can take before you are smushed into a fine paste. So roll 1d6 and add 3.
I got 6.
Oh, so you're maxed out at 9. Nice. I have 7. Good points.
Tum has 5 points.
Excellent. Next thing is your attack value. Throg and Borg will both have an attack value of 5. And Tum, because he's a banging caveman, will have an attack value of 4.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that's the number that you will need to roll over.
So I have like a
in order to
50%
hit.
chance? Is it 4 and up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So next is your damage value. Your damage value is a 1 unless you are a strong caveman, in which it is a 2. So this is how much damage you're going to do on a hit. And your evade value, which is 0 unless you're fast.
Sounds like Learned got kind of screwed on that.
Actually, you all have 3 abilities, except for the Learned Caveman, which gets 6.
Oh.
Ooh.
So being so learned, how about Shannyn, you read those out for us? What are our options to pick from?
We have build, climb, cook, draw, explore, fire, fish, forage, hide, hunt, intimidate, jump, lift, resistance, romance, runaway, swim, throw, tiptoe, and weather. Weather?
Yeah, so these are some strange abilities that caveman need to get by. So you're all going to have runaway by default, and that doesn't count against your max number because all currently surviving caveman have learned the ability to run away. You don't have to decide right now. You can actually decide while we're playing, and there's no shame in just picking whatever ability perfectly suits that situation.
I'm gonna give myself a bit of a handicap here. I'm gonna pick intimidate and lift to start out because Throg's strong, and I'll leave one open for later.
Perfect.
I'm going to pick climb, fire, and explore to start, and I'll leave 3 for later.
Dan's gonna cheat.
It's not cheating.
No, I'm chewing.
Just leaving those options open.
Is chew a skill?
I think I'll choose at least one. I'm going to choose draw.
Ah,
It seems handy. Yeah.
Banging.
Yeah, totally banging. That's what he mostly draws.
That's a banging
banging.
skill.
Just things banging. Just cave art porn.
Yeah.
He invented porn.
What a great man.
You're welcome, everybody.
I'll tell you what, if you survive to the end of this adventure, I will let you invent porn on air for everyone to see. I mean,
Send in your fan art, too.
Oh, no. Your cave art.
We're gonna have to get a Tumblr.
Oh, no, they banned that now on Tumblr, didn't they?
I think we're just going to have to find a cave and just draw it in there.
Okay.
It's not for this generation. It's for generations to come. Basically, you guys are free to talk out of character however you want. But when you're talking in character, you do have to use your words. And you're limited to those and any gestures that you can come up with. So, small water, go. Clan, go cave. Cave have fire. Cave no have food. You go food.
I think I understand.
We fire. You food. You guys are all gathered around a fire inside a cave. It has been raining out for a long, long time. Your whole clan is in here. You're some of the more younger, athletic members of the clan. More disposable, if you will. And the oldest members of the clan have kind of grabbed you by your furs, dragged you over in front of the fire. They give you a handful of seeds and berries. They're kind of shriveled up. This is everything you guys have left. And they say, we fire. You food.
All right. Tum understands.
Throg thinks that he gets it.
And then Tum picks up a rock. He says, rock, bang food?
Rock bang food.
Throg nods. Rock, go.
Borg says, you fire, go, and points to the south.
Throg immediately walks straight out of the cave, and as he emerges into sunlight, you see that he's a bit bigger than the average caveman. He's got one of those like fur pelts that kind of like strap around one side, like revealing the left nipple. He's got all this like rock jewelry that he's like strung through some like reeds or something like that to create a very nice Flintstones kind of look. Rock Rolex and some rock bling. And he's got a huge welt on his forehead that is getting just a little bit bigger. Probably got hit with a club recently.
That's fair. Tum's going to follow suit. He's going to run behind you. Tum is completely naked, but he has a backpack on and it's full of rocks.
What's the backpack made out of?
Some sort of fur pelt.
Okay, cool.
Indiscriminate fur pelt.
Okay. Borg's going to leave the cave too. Join the other two. She's short and a bit shy about being a lady with these other two, so completely covered up from head to toe in fur. Wants to be seen for her brain because she's learned.
Perfect. So you guys are outside the cave now, and the rain has just stopped. Sun is coming out, and what?
Sorry, I'm just picturing Tom running around completely naked with a fur belt backpack.
It's a beautiful image.
I can't get it out of my head.
I can't wait for you to draw.
I can't wait for all the fan art.
So yeah, you guys get outside. The sun has just come out. There's a rainbow. And you guys see some huge bees buzzing by. And one of them lands right on Throg's face.
Throg is like swatting at it. I think he probably like whacks it and it stings him.
All right, Tongue takes off his backpack and pulls out a rock. Here we go.
So the stinger embeds into the area underneath Throg's eye, and he goes, stick, stick, stick.
Small bang! Small bang!
Go.
Tum tosses a rock to Throg.
Throg takes the rock and
Small bang!
strikes the bee on his face, attempting to smash it.
Okay, why don't you roll to hit?
I miss. I got a 1.
So, according to the rules on a 1, you forget how to do the thing that you just did.
So I can no longer hit myself in the face with a rock.
Win-win.
I don't know if that's better or not.
I think you just temporarily forget how to hit things in general.
Okay.
But you fail miserably.
Oh, yeah. Ow.
And you smash yourself with the rock,
Yeah.
dealing 1 point.
Okay.
And you now have another welt on the other side of your face.
Yeah.
Nice. Looks like you have horns.
Yeah.
They're good in there.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It's really symmetrical.
All right.
Which, as a caveman, you can really appreciate.
Were there
sleep.
were there more bees, or is there just one bee?
There's just the one bee.
You've already done damage to yourself. You're gonna die so fast.
It does attempt to sting Throg, and it does.
Oh, third welt.
Oh no! Wait. That's a 4. No.
Okay.
You just managed to kind of swat it away, and it buzzes away. You just got the 2 welts.
Go. Throg yells at it, just shaking his fist, and like drops the rock so that he can make a fist and shake his fist.
Tom thinks you're talking to him, so he starts chasing the bee. Food!
As you chase the bee, you see another bee buzzing kind of alongside of it, and several more bees in the distance that they're buzzing towards.
All right, he looks back to his 2 compatriots and like waves them on. Like,
Yeah.
Food! Small food!
I'll follow them. I'll follow behind Tum and rush into the forest.
I will also follow.
All right, Tum, Throg, and Borg all rush into the forest after the bees, trying to chase these bees down. Roll a runaway.
I got a 6.
I got a 6.
I got a 1.
Oh, no.
Boy. Okay. Tum and Throg are both chasing bees, and they manage to catch up with the bees. Good job, guys. You're now surrounded by bees. Borg runs a little bit behind. She's a little shorter, so not running quite as fast, but she manages to not be surrounded by bees.
It's all those clothes. They hinder you.
I have very, very short legs too, so
Oh yeah, that would definitely hamper
bit of a
you.
waddle.
So now that we're surrounded by these bees, Throg goes, stick. Stick. He looks at Tom emphatically, shaking his hands and shaking his head and cautioning him, I think. Just stick.
And Tom, he lifts up his hand and points backwards at his backpack. He says, big rock. Big rock.
Well, Throg wants to look around and look for where are these bees coming from.
Throg also no longer knows what to do with a rock.
Oh, yeah. So you can't use rocks anymore?
Yeah, you said that, and I'm like, but what else is there?
That's all I have.
Throg, you said you were wanting to...
Yeah, I want to look around.
Yeah, you want to find where these bees are coming from?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me an explore or a hunt?
So if I don't have it circled, what's my target number?
That's going to be a 5 or a 6.
A 5 or 6.
So 5 or higher.
If it's not one of my abilities. Okay, so I understand that exploring is an important skill, but it's not one of Throg's stronger points, so he's going to search.
Oh,
Whoa, I got a 6.
good job. Throg, amazingly, he's never been a great hunter or explorer, I guess is what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
But this time he sees exactly where the bees are headed. You guys go through the forest over this hill, big slope thing. And you guys get into this kind of valley, and there's this huge tree here. And then there's a lot of bees, and they're all kind of heading to and from this large tree.
Stick.
Thing.
You guys look around, and Borg is coming out of the forest as well. You waddled a little further behind.
Throg points at this tree. He puts his finger and his thumb together as if to indicate that something is of small size, and then says, stick.
Small.
And then he points at the tree and he says, sleep. And then he points at the tree again, and he makes his hands go up and down like in a parallel line, and then waves his fingers. Stick.
How do Borg and Tum react to this?
Tum shrugs. Says, big thing.
Stick.
Big thing.
Stick.
Oh, that was just noises, so it counts.
Throg points at Borg.
Stick.
Yeah.
Stick, go.
And then Tum goes in for the high five.
You go.
High fives haven't been invented yet.
I'm going to write that down. That's my ability.
I just invented the high five. Things Tum invented.
Borg said, you go.
Yeah. You.
Throg pats his body, looks at the tree, nods, and then begins to walk forward towards the tree. Just like his hands out in front of him, cautiously approaching the tree.
Tum runs in front of you and says, big thing. Big thing. And then he gestures over towards another tree, and he walks up to it and snaps off a branch, one with a lot of leaves on it, and he starts waving it around in front of him like a swatting motion. And he says, thing.
And he passes that to Throg. Throg takes the branch and replicates the motion that Tum was doing, swinging it through the air with the swatting motion, and he does that, proceeding to the tree.
Bang big! Bang big!
Stick, go sleep.
That worked really well.
So Borg's going to take this opportunity to look up at the tree. Can we see anything in the tree?
Smart.
Why don't you roll me also a explore or a hunt or a forage?
I got an explorer as an ability.
Yeah, roll it.
I got a 3.
Perfect. You look up at the tree and you see a huge honeycomb, a massive beehive, and it's huge. These bees are easily the size of your big caveman mitts, and the honeycomb itself is the size of a cave bear. It's huge.
You could feed our people for a while.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And honey never goes bad.
That's true. We care about preservatives and stuff.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about expiry dates. That's not on my character sheet.
Yeah, you guys definitely have no idea.
Okay, so there's Throg. He's waving his stick forward and back. I almost knocked over my beer. He's waving his stick forward and back, waving the branches at the bees, attempting to clear them out of the way so he can get up to the tree. What do I do?
Why don't you roll me an attack?
Okay.
Since you're trying to ward these bees off.
Yog. 6.
Very good. Throg is waving his stick. Big stick. He waves it back and forth and swats down a bee and just takes it out.
A single bee.
Throg will stomp on that bee.
These things are huge, though.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
He said they're as big as our hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Some of the other ones disperse around you.
He'll wave the stick above his head triumphantly.
Stick, go sleep.
Borgentown, what are you guys doing?
Tom's going to try to ride in the wake that he's creating. He's also going to grab his own stick before he does that, though. And he's going to get in front of Throg and try to keep that momentum going and then swing at the next one in front of us.
Perfect. Swing away.
3.
You miss. Borg?
I'm thinking about climbing
Yeah.
the tree.
That would be a good start. Roll me a climb.
I got a 4.
Yeah.
Perfect. Are you...
I'm a climber.
You're a climber. You start climbing that tree. You're doing a great job. You start grabbing onto branches and digging your feet in, and you're making your way up there. Some bees appear. Oh, 5 bees appear.
What are these?
Oh, jeez.
Most of them miss, however, but one of them gets you again, Throg.
Go, stick.
They really didn't like that you're taking out their members.
Go, stick, go.
And you actually notice that they are buzzing angrily around you now.
Do I take an UG point for that?
You do. You take
Okay.
one more point.
Oh,
You're at 5 out of 7 now.
I am.
Got to work on that.
Yeah, it's quite painful. Throg is seeing, however, that Borg is ascending this tree with an alacrity and a finesse.
These are not caveman words.
He's never seen, but something in his mind is like, wow. Seeing the way that Borg is climbing this tree, he realizes that his distraction is probably going to make all the difference here. And he will scream at the bees,
Stick, go, sleep. Stick, go. Rock, go. Sleep, go.
and will attempt to attract the bees by dancing back and forth and swinging the branch around in a way to entice them, to make them focus on him.
Tom is picking up what you're putting down, and he starts making a bunch of loud banging noises with his rocks. He's clashing them together.
Okay.
Why don't you both roll me an intimidate?
Yeah, I'm a practiced intimidator, so I will roll that, trying to get a 3 or higher. 6 again.
Dang.
I'm on fire.
Man.
Tom is not trained, so he did not get it. No intimidate.
Okay, that's fine. You successfully intimidate these bees away from you with your stick. You're swinging it wildly in front of you and
Just yelling,
Stick, stick. Go, stick, go.
and they're trying to dart in and sting you guys, but you're managing to keep them away from you and Tom.
nice.
Meanwhile, Borg is climbing the tree. Why don't you give me one more climb check? It's a very tall tree.
Oh, I got a 1. Again.
Oh no. That's not good. Okay, Borg temporarily forgets how to climb a tree.
Oh, no.
So do I just let go or do I just stop climbing?
I think you let go.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Can Tom make a reaction to this?
What do you want to do, Tom?
Tom is going to throw himself under where Borg is going to land.
I'll let you try to do that.
All right. Big bang! And he dives underneath Borg. What would I even roll for this? An attack?
Jump?
Jump? I'm going to learn jump
Yeah.
just
let's
for
say
this
it's jump.
situation.
It's definitely not a hide.
I got it.
Nice.
I needed a 3, right? I'm trained?
Yeah.
Okay.
You successfully do it, and you take but 1 point as
Bang
as
thing.
Borg bang things onto your thing.
What about Borg? Does Borg take damage? Or take UG?
No, Borg does not take any You manage to make a nice soft landing for Borg.
Borg is very thankful.
If only there was a word for thank you.
Big hug. Says, you go. You go.
And then Tom starts leaving.
You. Fire?
Tom turns around. He's
fire.
interested. Yeah. Yeah. Takes it as a compliment.
There's still a bunch of bees around you guys. And they are going to try to attack you.
Oh, jeez.
We're all going to die here.
This is dumb, guys.
Only one of them manages to sting you again. Let's see who they sting. Oh, this time it is Tom.
Oh, no. One more?
Yeah, just one damage as a bee stings you. And guess these are bees, so maybe they just drop dead after they sting you.
Yeah, I just have this huge stinger in me now.
Yeah.
New weapon.
Yeah, you have a giant stinger lodged in
Stick.
you as these bees that sting you guys fall dead.
Throg is pretty proud of himself, his ability to attract all these bees, to focus them in on him, get him away from his buddies. I think he's going to leverage that distraction in an attempt to lead the bees away from the hive. Is there anything around here like water or a mud pit or something like that Throg could lead them to? Perhaps I will explore.
Yeah, give me an explore to try to find some nearby water.
All right, banking on the fact that I've rolled only 6s for the last 4 rolls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Another 6.
Clearly one of Alex's weighted dice.
I only borrowed Alex's weighted dice for one episode, and I think that's the one where I killed him.
Well, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
You actually find a nearby creek. It's partly frozen.
Okay.
The edges of it are frozen, and it's this kind of snowy, muddy creek.
So Throg is thinking these bees, they're these stick creatures, probably if he is able to lead them away, it would help his buddies. So he's going to try and swing his stick, threatening the bees, yelling things like stick, sleep, stick, sleep, rock. And we'll just back away, swing his stick, trying to get them to follow him over to the stream.
All right. Why don't you roll another intimidate?
5.
Good job. You are managing to get most of these bees' attention. And Throg, now with a lot of bees chasing him, is running over to a nearby creek. And Borg and Tom are still at the tree. And there's a lot less bees around.
Can I try and climb this tree again?
No, you forgot how.
Temporarily.
You have temporarily forgotten how to climb.
Tom has learned a new skill, though. Tom can jump.
Tom
is going to jump for the closest branch.
Okay.
He's not going to climb. He's just going to jump from branch to branch.
Sure.
Yep. Tom makes the first jump.
Wow. Like an acrobat, Tom leaps up onto the next highest branch. And Borg, it's been long enough. I'll say you've remembered now how to climb.
Okay. I didn't.
Did you roll a 1 again?
I did.
At least you failed on the bottom this time.
I don't know if
I'm just gonna sit
was
down.
meant to climb. Tom starts leaping up this tree.
Mm-hmm. How many jumps do I have to make to get to the top or get to the hive?
So you have to do 2 more.
Okay.
Shaun,
Yeah.
Throg is being chased by a bunch of bees.
Oh, you just like he planned it.
Yeah. Now you're making your way over to this creek. What's your plan?
My plan is to dive into the water in an attempt to get these bees wings wet so that they can't fly as well. They'll stay over here where I've pissed them off, and everything will work out just fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now this water is freezing cold.
Yeah.
But you're a tough caveman.
I'm very strong, and I have half of a pelt covering most of my chest.
That'll be great when it's soaking wet. This will be better than nothing. So Throg,
I'm hoping it's wool.
Throg, you're going to dive in there.
Yeah.
Is swim one of your skills?
I don't think so. I mean, I have one that I could assign, But
might want to.
I don't think Throg is a swimmer.
This seems like a perfect opportunity for you to die. So we'll see.
I've
Shaun, you know when you subtly hint at your players to do things? No, I'm kidding. Go for it.
No, I think
Do whatever you want.
I'm holding out. I got a plan here. So I'm gonna attempt to swim
Yeah.
in this icy creek. I got a 3, which I guess is a failure because
It
it's
is a
not
failure.
trained.
Throg jumps into this icy creek. It's a little deeper than you expected as you start sinking much faster than you anticipated. Your heavy pelts are actually weighing you down rather than
It's my rock Rolex.
keeping you
That's
warm.
what's doing it.
It's your rock Rolex.
In my,
You don't even know how to say rock.
I do know how to say rock. It's right here. I circled it at the beginning of the game
Oh, right. Yeah. Rock, stick,
Why did you
sleep,
keep
go.
saying stick?
because I didn't have any rocks to gesture towards.
Point at my bag, man.
I forgot how.
Let's get back to Tum and Borg really quickly as Throg begins to drown. Tum, why don't you give me one more jump?
Okay. Tum jumps.
Leaps up to the
Yep.
next highest branch.
Tum makes it.
Wow. So you're very close now to this giant honeycomb. It's literally dripping with honey and you can smell it and you're salivating. You haven't eaten anything like substantial in a very long time.
All right. Tum's going to take this moment to praise himself. So he points at his chest and says, big thing, big thing. And then he's going to...
Just some reassurance.
He's just gloating right now.
Oh, I thought it was like when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, you can do this.
No, he
Like
knows he
big
can do
thing.
this. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is more for Borg. Big thing. You, small, and points at you.
Or,
I am small.
or you're down here on the ground, far below the big thing, Tum. And you look around for a second and you actually see on the edge of the hill a hairy thing. This is a wolf.
Oh, okay.
This is a very tall, skinny looking wolf. And it kind of lumbers over the edge of the hill and looks down at you.
Okay. I'm going to add an ability to intimidate, and I'm going to try and get that wolf to go away.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you roll and intimidate?
Here we go.
Use your words.
Yes, I got a 6.
Perfect.
So I flail about and grunt.
Yeah, what do you say?
Go, go, go.
Perfect.
You go.
Okay, you yell at the wolf. You say, you go. And it looks at you and you briefly see it kind of look to the side and then it scampers away.
All right, Tum notices this and he points at it angrily and he's like, big food! And he points at Borg and he's like, small! Big food!
You go.
He's like, you can tell he's angry that you're letting the big food go.
Mm-hmm.
But you
right.
successfully intimidated it away. Back to Throg really quickly.
Yeah, so
You're underwater.
he's underwater. He's got this little stick that he was using to thrash around. It's probably not enough to help him float. But I'm gonna give you an ask here, and you'll tell me what you think about this. I just circled a new skill.
Is it swim?
No, it's fish. Frog thinks back to when he was a small cave boy, and his cave dad
You don't know these words.
was teaching him to bring back food. And one of the techniques that they did to catch some of the very large fish in the creek was use themselves as bait. They would throw themselves into the water. They would flail around, waiting for like a big plesiosaur or something like that to come up and snatch them.
That's
and
a
then
good idea.
And then they would grab onto it, throttle it, ride it out of the water. So hoping that this is one of those creeks with something big enough to ride out of the water. Throg just begins to like thrash and use himself as bait and like make himself look like a dying fish.
Amazing. Yeah, roll a d6. That's gonna work.
6.
Oh my
Ah, yes.
Exactly what you described happens.
Okay.
A plesiosaur. Out of nowhere. This is not that big of a creep. You're like, how is it even in here? Out of nowhere.
It's a baby plesiosaur.
It's a baby plesiosaur. Comes and kind of rockets up to you. And you manage to grab onto it, just swimming past you.
Sorry, it's called a plesiosaur. I was wrong.
Plesiosaur?
Yeah.
Well, it's a plesiosaur now.
All right, so this plesiosaur is rocketing straight at Throg, and he's ready for it. He's got his stick at the ready, and when it comes up to him, he's going to jam the stick into the creature's jaw, wedging its mouth open.
Roll me an attack.
Is that a 5? That's a 5.
That's a 5.
I'm successful.
This is ridiculous.
It's supposed to be.
You managed to jab this stick deep into the enough into the plesiosaur.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's pleasing
Pleasing me with this amazing fight scene.
And it does this like flying fish jump out of the water. I guess it's more like a killer whale breaching out of the water.
Yes.
And what are you going to do?
Knowing that I don't have enough big rocks, and I couldn't even concept of rocks that are a size other than just rock size, I'm going to release the plesiosaur and splash up onto the shore. Cold, but hopefully safe.
What about the bees?
Throg doesn't think that far ahead.
So
How long
far,
have you been waiting to use that?
so far, his plan is working 100%.
Oh, man.
I guess. Yeah, so far so good.
Does the plesiosaur beach itself?
The stick that you jabbed in it is still in it, and it swims away. And you see the stick kind of sticking out of the water as it swims away into this creek.
Throg watches it go. A tear drops from his eye, and he says, "Stick, go." Holding his hand out.
Yeah, you got really
watching
emotional.
watching it disappear over the horizon of the creek.
Yeah, the sun setting.
It is, yes. The sun is setting. Some pterodactyls are flying across the horizon.
Then there's like a little montage of all the times you had with your stick.
Flashes back to 2 minutes ago when I was waving at some bees.
Yeah.
We get some sweet montage
Yeah.
music.
Little Sarah McLachlan's playing.
It's just totally. The montage is just 2 shots, swinging at bees and jamming it into the plesiosaur, and then the montage ends with literally me going, "Stick,
Yeah.
go."
That's about as far back as you can remember.
Then the montage starts again.
And then this time it's added on with you being sad.
So Throg is there. He's there for a while.
Yeah, Throg is wiping tears out of his eyes. It's actually the first caveman to ever cry.
Wow.
Yeah, the first caveman tears.
Strong caveman can cry.
I'm making headway in terms of
Strong caveman cry.
in terms of emotional stability.
You are.
Yeah.
You probably won't pass on your genes to but we'll see.
We'll see. You got to take a chance with nature.
We're gonna find out. So Borg and Tum.
Yeah.
Tum, why don't you roll one more jump? Yeah. As you are
Kobe!
right next to this.
Oh.
That's not good.
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
I won.
You forget how to jump.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Right as you're jumping.
Do I fall, though? That's the question.
I'm going to say that you leap right into this giant hive.
Oh, that works.
Oh, okay.
You're like stuck in there or what?
Yeah. You're trying to leap next to it, but you forget what you're doing halfway through. And you accidentally leap right onto the hive. And now you're clasping onto this hive. And bees start flooding out of it onto your hands and legs.
Uh-oh.
Let's see how many. Oh, 5 again.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
5 giant killer prehistoric bees.
Oh, okay. Just not that bad. Just 2 of them are going to come out and sting you. So that's 2 points as a bunch of bees come out and sting you.
So just for the listeners, Tum is 1 point away from death.
That's important for us to know, too.
Yep.
Borg, you see Tum grab onto this huge, massive beehive and get covered in bees and start grunting and screaming, I assume.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Fire's one of my abilities.
So you can make fire like it's no problem. You're a caveman. You can
Just make it, hey?
yeah, I mean.
So fire.
Grab some sticks and start rubbing them together, or grab some rocks and start banging them together.
I'm on it. And I feel like that fire will create a lot of smoke, and the smoke should confuse the bees.
All right. Let's first see how good this fire is.
All right.
Maybe roll Shaun's die.
It's a 3.
Okay, but that's one of your abilities,
Yeah.
so that's still a success.
All right.
So you start making a fire. I'm not going to say that it's like fully created this turn, but on the next turn, you have made a fire.
Okay.
So this turn you spend
Making it.
making it, rubbing some sticks together.
And I'm just grunting. Fire. Oh.
Perfect.
Can you say fire?
Yes, I can. That's one of my words.
That's 33% of her vocabulary.
Right.
Just the intonation is all that matters.
Fire.
Go fire.
Go fire, go. Go fire, go.
There you go.
Okay, Tom, what are you going to do?
Tom's going to freak the fuck out. He's wrapped his legs around the hive. And he's going to start swinging left and right, just trying to like detach the hive from the thing, and he's going to try to like ride it all the way to the ground and explode on impact.
Yeah. Bang. Go
Yeah.
bang.
Big bang. Big bang.
Okay, I have no idea what kind of roll that would be. Let's say climb or throw.
He's going to learn throw then for this.
Nice.
Woo! Got a 6.
Nice. All right. Tum is on this giant beehive.
Mhm.
You start rocking it back and forth, and you can kind of feel it start to loosen from the big tree branch that it's attached to.
All right. And then Tum reaches into his pack and throws a big rock at the connecting point.
Okay,
Of the hive.
I'll let you do that next turn.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to die though.
Throg.
Yeah.
So you wipe away a single tear.
Yeah. My stick has disappeared into the water, and I turn back to see the chaos that is ensuing behind me, the multitude of bees that are attacking Tum, and the fire that is beginning to smolder, which is just like amazing to me that there's fire, whatever that, I don't even have the words for it. And I think he will maybe pick up a handful of pebbles on the side of the creek, rock, and then he'll rush over to the aid of his friends and just like throw this handful of pebbles up at the bees, attempting to like just get them away from Tum.
Sure. So not really trying to attack them, so it's more of an intimidate, I guess.
Okay. I got a 4.
There you go. You managed to scatter some of the bees that are surrounding Tum right now as he's way up in the tree, shaking violently back and forth on this beehive.
Rock, go, stick, go, rocks.
Borg, you've created this fire that's getting bigger and bigger now as you gather all these twigs and brush around you and start throwing them in. What's your plan here?
Very good question.
Caveman no have plan.
I'm going to learn build, and I'm going to stop building this fire. And with the sticks I have left, I'm going to try and make a bit of a landing point for this beehive that's coming down.
Nice. All right. You have all these sticks gathered. Try to assemble them.
5. I did it.
Wow. So
Making a
cushion.
little bed.
yeah. So Borg has gathered all of this brush, all these twigs, and you gather them into a huge pile and you build up, the world's first crash mat.
Fantastic.
Tum, why don't you make that attack roll?
Okay. Woo! 5.
You
Nails it.
You nail it. You throw a rock right at the breaking point of this hive, and it snaps off the branch. And for just a few moments, you are just free floating through the air, and it's kind of beautiful.
Whoa.
Big.
And then you
Big bang!
and then you crash into this huge pile of branches, and yeah, it probably would have hurt really badly. Let's see how badly this hurts. I'll say on a 6, you take no damage at all.
Anything other than a 6, I'm dead.
All right.
Here we go.
I mean, sticks aren't going to break or fall that much, so let's see. Oh, I rolled a 5.
No.
So you take just 1 damage, so that's just enough to drop you to unconsciousness. You're not dead, but you knock your head.
Real good.
You go sleep.
Throg will drop to his knees in front of Tom, convinced that his friend is dead, and another tear will drop from the other eye. Rock, go sleep. And then he will pat Tom on the head and then pick up the hive and just like deadlift it up onto his shoulders and get ready to head back to the cave.
Just gonna leave me there?
He nods at Borg, says sleep, and then like nods over at Tom, looking back and forth from Borg to Tom. Sleep, go, sleep, go, rock. And then he'll like point at Tom's body, make a eating motion with his hands.
Excuse me?
You're dead. Don't worry about it.
Food's food, I guess.
And then with the hive, one of my skills is lift, and I'm strong, so I lift this hive on top of my shoulders, and I'm ready to head back to the cave.
All right, roll me a lift, because this is a huge hive.
6. That was a different dice.
Of course. You lift this enormous beehive. There's still a few bees buzzing out of it.
I ignore them.
You
Okay.
You'll probably just roll another 6.
Probably will.
Yeah, you just leave Tom there in this pile of sticks. Borg, what are you going to do?
I'm going to go over and sort of push Tom a little, like shake him. You. And he's not doing anything. So I push him a little bit, roll him over a bit closer to the fire, see if like some heat wakes him up. You go, fire.
Excellent word choices. I mean,
Everything's worked out so far.
I don't know what kind of roll that would be. There's no like medicine. There should be, but why don't you roll me a fire?
All right.
put some honey in my mouth.
He took the honey.
He took the
I got
It's
a
got to be
4.
some
There you go.
spillage.
I did it.
You warm him up a little bit, and Tom, with the heat of the fire on your face, you do wake up.
You.
You're still at 0.
Rock. And then Tom, following suit, a single tear rolls down his face. And then Tom points at himself. He goes, small. And he points at Borg and says, big. Big.
Wow, what a story arc. What a character. So much growth.
What a beautiful moment.
And then Tom starts looking around. Food?
You see Throg just at the edge of the clearing, just about to enter back into the trees with this hive on his back.
Big food! And then Tom like gets up.
Throg
Slowly, but-
Throg turns, looks back over his shoulder, sees you, nods, says, "Go, Rock."
And then almost proudly, Tom points at himself and says, small! And then he starts hoofing it up towards you.
I'm going to
And
follow
then,
suit.
yeah, gestures at
Perfect.
Go.
Borg.
You guys manage to bat away the rest of the bees that are following you with this hive, and Throg single-handedly is carrying this thing back into the cave.
Go.
Damn it. He looks like the hero. You did do a lot, to be fair, though.
I'm like hypothermic, covered in bee well.
Yeah.
And Tum and Borg follow behind. Look a little bit defeated, a little worse for wear, but Borg is probably proud, as she should be, that she saved her friend.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Tum didn't die, which is, most caveman outings end in like a couple deaths. So this is pretty good. Yeah, you guys get back with the honey and you start divvying it up.
As we're divvying out the honey to everybody, making sure that the strongest get the most, because we're one of those types of societies, Throg makes sure to take a huge double handful helping and give one of them to Borg and give another double handful helping to Tum. And as he hands them to them, he'll put a sticky, honey-covered hand onto their shoulders, look them deep in the eye, and say, "Rock.
Big rock.
Rock."
You.
Thanks so much for listening to The House of Bob. We'll be back soon with another goofy one-shot, followed later by the debut of our new series, Blackout, a cyberpunk homebrew jammed by our own Jake using the Sprawl RPG system. To find out more, follow the links in the description to follow us on social media, join our Discord server to chat with the players behind the scenes, or drop by our Etsy store to pick up the new series primer zine, The Vantal Corporate Directory. Artwork for this episode was created by Shaun of Instagram.com/ShaunMakes. Audio production was provided by Astronomic Audio. Intro music was produced by Mike, DM of the Tales from the Glass-Guarded World podcast. All other music was provided by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0. The House of Bob is made possible by our amazing Patreon supporters: Ray Kearney, Tom Wesley, Rob, Bleckett12, Jessica, Kieran Duffy, Mike from the Tales from the Glass-Guarded World podcast, Sylvia Douglas, Luke Conroy, and Volt. And if you'd like to be part of making this podcast possible, visit patreon.com/thehouseofbob.
Let Lucy lick Lionel's lusty leathers.
Gross.